Hello, folks, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. This is the summer season, phase one. Things are just starting to heat up. CSGO's gone into goddamn freaking overtime, and Alpha Esports versus Nefarious. I expect this to be an equally close matchup. We're casters for the day. I'm Vivek. With me is Floki. The draft underway.
Yep.
And yeah, this time it's going to be us taking over the draft. Don't know what the hiccup is, but it should be fun. I
There's
like
no
that
hiccup. Angela
life.
gave up a job. She said, you know what, Floki, Vivek, you guys are much better than us. We're just gonna leave ESL and you guys can do the draft.
I mean, jokes aside, I like the lifestealer ban. I want to talk about this. So,
Okay.
why you either ban lifestealer or pick Bane? If anybody's been following Dota 2 of late, everybody's drafting a lot of team fight. Look at this. There's already ridiculous amounts of control between both supports, from either
Mm-hmm.
side, and I think Lifestealer can pretty much just run at any support because of Rage. So
Uh,
you either pick up the Bane and make the other team think about whether they want the Lifestealer, or you ban it out yourselves.
okay, but I don't think that Alpha Esports really had room to get a Bane, right? Because even if you ban the Lifestealer, even if you pick up the Lifestealer, suddenly Alpha Esports, they're gonna have to run an off-lane Night Stalker and something like a position 4 Disruptor or a position 4 Bane.
Yeah,
That's never gonna work out that well for you. While I do agree that
I
Bane
mean,
is really good against Lifestealer, don't think this was the matchup that they banned
yeah,
Lifestealer, so I don't think I can get behind that.
they did have space to pick up a Bane on the side of Alpha Esports, but what I'm saying is if Alpha Esports picked up the Lifestealer, maybe ran something in the offlane like a Puck or a Slaughter, you'd have a vehicle for the Lifestealer,
Oh
and
yeah,
then Nefarious wouldn't have space to pick up a Bane in response. Of course, there are a bunch of spells that pierce spell immunity. In addition to the Bane, you got the Beastmaster as well. Uh, but yeah, if you're not looking to draft against the Lifestealer, you're better off just banning him. I think if you look at Nefarious, they banned two heroes that can be tricky to deal with, both the Juggernaut and the Lifestealer, if you haven't got
yeah.
a form of control that pierces spell immunity. Alpha Esports, on the other hand, they banned out the Dragon Knight, just general all-round excellent hero to work with. If any of you have Dota Plus, you will see that he has a spike in his win rate, especially in the Legend and the Ancient bracket. Um, I mean, all you have to do is build a Shadow Blade. Nobody in SEA carries detection in that bracket, and you just hit buildings. The OD,
Yep.
uh, just generally an all-round good hero. The
Uh,
Chinese love him. Uh, strong laner. I think that's the biggest problem.
okay, so
What
Monkey King?
this
Okay,
early
that's
on?
a rather early Monkey King. I agree. But the good thing about the Monkey King is that he can still fight under the static storm, even if he gets Cyclones, because you can always build up your Jingu if the enemy carry is a melee carry, and then you can sort of lifesteal through the, the static storm. And then once the static storm is over, you can still get the HP off with the Boundless Strike if you still have one charge of Jingu remaining.
Right.
So in that regard, it's good, but then you can just pick Coast to counter it, and that might explain the Lifestealer ban, because Lifestealer is one of those heroes that is really, really good against MK. MK
Okay.
does not have a fun time against Lifestealer. He can even kill him in his Wukong's command or something if Lifestealer gets a little
Right.
ahead.
I'm also somewhat surprised by the Omni Knight ban. If this is a one position Monkey King, he's going to be absolutely okay versus the Omni Knight. Um, you're
Hmm.
still going to get your Jingu off whether he has Repel or not, and that's going to allow you to bully the Omni Knight out of the lane. That makes me believe that it is possible that this Monkey King might not be played on the safe lane. And Alpha Esports have picked up a Weaver rather early on. There's a bunch of lockdown. There are multiple ways to trigger the Lincoln Sphere, and
But
you
there's no
even
reliable lockdown, really, now that you think about it. I mean, your only real reliable lockdown is the Witch Doctor. If that Weaver goes Shukuchi, he's gonna be moving really fast. So landing the Burrow Strike in the invis is gonna be a bit difficult. And Nefarious, they're just doubling down on all the disabled they can find, and they pick themselves up a Nyx Assassin.
right. I don't mind. Spike Carp is somewhat decent.
But he's
What
completely garbage against Weaver in lane, though. That's the problem.
uh
I mean, he's just gonna get run out by Disruptor and Night Stalker.
I
And
don't think this is going to be a Nyx all by himself in the offlane. This is going to be some
okay,
sort of a dual offlane setup. I don't think the Nyx will be sent to the offlane or the hard lane all by himself. Uh,
Now the lineup of Alpha Esports start to make sense.
yeah,
Okay, so
so
they
so
get
there
the
are
Lycan.
problems with the Nefarious lineup. They suck at going high ground. Uh,
They suck at taking Roshan.
they suck at taking Roshan. Uh, they've got their strengths. Their strength is their
The
team fight.
team fight even then isn't that great, right? Because you always have the static storm and disruptor, and the fight for Nefarious has to always start by killing off the disruptor. You don't find the disruptor, you're gonna end up getting static storm. Two of your heroes are gonna die without getting the spells off, and suddenly Alpha Esports they have a Lycan and Weaver running at you, and you don't really want to be dealing with that early on in the game.
Yep.
So Nefarious, they have some issues that they need to address at the moment. If this is an offlane Sand King, which I think that I mean that would make a bit more sense in my opinion because you can disjoint the bugs using the Sandstorm and like there's also a chance to dodge the glimpse with the Battle Strike if you are quick on your fingers, or rather precise on your fingers. And even if he gets a little zoned out, he can always go for 2 points in Sandstorm, stack those camps, and get some farm going for himself. Nyx Assassin, on the other hand, you have a bad start on that hero, and it can be difficult to recover, especially if your team is behind. He's not one of those heroes that you want to be playing from behind.
Hmm. Last
Alpha,
ban for Alpha Esports. They're looking to narrow down uh, the mid pool.
yep.
I don't know. I guess they ban out something generic here, something like a co-op, a Shadow Fiend,
Mm,
maybe a Brood Mother, because well, it is Nefarious who have last pick, and there is this possibility that they could get brooded. Uh,
indeed.
they're going to ban out the Shadow Fiend. Okay.
Could they
Alpha
pick up the brew for
Esports,
themselves, though?
they could, but then Nefarious could just send the Sand King mid, and with Caustic and Sandstorm, he might be farming a lot of the Spiderlings. I think that is a
Hmm.
matchup where the Sand King can hold his own.
Okay, that's quite interesting, but
I
we'll
think
see. The
they,
push is
them,
going to be very
them
strong if they do go brood.
hmm I'd like to see a hero that provides some sort of initiation in team fights. I'd like to see the puck for Alpha Esports.
Hmm.
Uh, right now, I mean, with the exception of Night Stalker just running in or Lycan just running in, they haven't got a reliable way to control team fight.
Indeed.
Uh, so I'd really like to see the puck. I
The Death Prophet is
wouldn't.
still in the pool, though, but they're going to go for the Weno.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Uh,
varying shades of cancer here coming out from Alpha Esports. The Lycan, the
Indeed.
Venom.
Cancer in all forms and colors.
Yeah,
We got blue cancer, red cancer, and green cancer.
yeah. Occasionally, your mic comes closer and further away from your mouth, so your volume varies. Just want to let you know about that. But
Okay.
yeah, it is a Venomancer pick, and there's
Uh,
the co-op.
Queen of
Okay.
Pain. This
I've
Queen of Pain may have a bit trouble in this
I,
game.
I would have liked to see Nefarious Brood. They could have done a Brood, and Alpha
Yep,
Esports would have had no answers to it.
indeed.
And this is something I spoke about. I mean, I remember talking to Zedisbug about this. There's so many open qualifiers coming up. We got the China Super Major Open Qualifier kicking off tomorrow. All these open qualifiers are best of ones. A
Mhm.
best of one is the perfect area to use pocket strats. And I told him, I mean, I spoke to Barry Zedisbug from the ROG Titans. I was like, why are Indian teams not running pocket strats? I don't want to call Brood a pocket strat, but it is something that you should have in your arsenal as a team.
Yep,
And this would have been the perfect moment for it. I mean, of course, sure, the teams had overused the Brood, but I think this is a game where a Brood would have made a huge difference because there's no answer to shut him down in lane,
yep.
and it would have been hard to deal with him.
With that said, though, whose draft do you like more? Is it Nefarious's draft? Is it Alpha Esports? Who are you leaning towards?
Uh, I mean, the thing is, the Radiant have a very unusual draft. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's gonna work. It's
They have
three
no
cores
disables,
or
by
two
the way.
cores that you don't even see together.
Yeah.
There's a lack of disable. It's
Although they're really good at five manning early on, all of these
Are
heroes
they?
can just group up together and yeah. I mean, you have the Night Stalker who's going to be a beefy frontliner, hard to go on sort of a guy.
I mean,
You have the
easy though.
Venomancer.
I think Night Stalker without farm can be dealt with very easily with the heroes on the side of Nefarious.
Hmm.
I'm going to lean towards Nefarious here, actually, in terms of draft.
Okay.
I don't think it's a flawless draft, but I'm leaning towards the Dire here. Let me just put it this way: when you're an up-and-coming team, you're figuring out what your chemistry is like. Um, a lineup that's easier to execute will always have a higher chance of winning, and I think the Dire is a much more easier to execute draft. And yeah, they're going to run some sort of an aggressive tri lane, which I like already. It's going to be the Witch Doctor, the Monkey King, and the Sand King. Who will be moving into this aggressive tri lane.
Yeah. With that said, I think I like the
30
draft of Alpha
seconds to
Esports
battle.
more, so for that reason I'm gonna go with Nefarious.
What?
Yep,
You just said.
that is exactly what I said and that is exactly what I meant. I just want to make things fun.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, in all seriousness, whose draft do you like more?
I genuinely like the draft of Alpha Esports more, but I've noticed one thing in Indian Dota, it's never the draft that wins you the game, it's the raw individual skill.
Okay.
And with
So,
that
you
said,
think
looks like...
Nefarious have more individual
Yep,
skill?
I think so. Bottom lane.
Okay, yeah, they've got out hidden 3 stacks of Jingu, but they won't get any more hits of Blizzard. Forced to put that early point into the kinetic field, and this might not do him too well in lane.
Yeah, he's not gonna have the Thunder Strike to zone out the enemy Sand King. Looks like it's gonna be an aggressive tri lane with the Sand King MK as well as the Witch Doctor.
Yep.
So they don't want to give this Lycan space. They realize that this Lycan, if he gets going, he's really gonna get going, and there's no real answers to him at the moment.
Absolutely.
So they want to shut him down hard early.
Yeah, so the thing about Disruptor, like Shaman, is that he's not good in such scenarios. Look at this. At level
Agreed.
1, what can this Disruptor do?
I mean, not much at this.
Yep. So you
All
pick
he
up.
is really is a walking kinetic at level 1, and you don't want that. You'd much rather
Absolutely.
be a walking Thunder
He's
Strike.
not good in a tri lane, and like in not a great lane all by himself. So I expect the bottom lane to lean towards Nefarious. Made us a problem though. He's got the Fairy Fire hidden. Doesn't give a damn about the tower. He's gonna get the hit. Will he stay alive? No.
He's gonna die.
He ends up dying.
Yeah, Asbanka might just end up falling though. He doesn't have
Oh,
a
yeah.
salve.
He doesn't have the
Fire.
blink. It's only level 1 on the co-op.
Okay then. Well, he does get the salve now that was ferried over by the Night Stalker.
I don't think this skill is of too much significance because Abhi still got the creep wave under star. He
Yep.
TP'd in. He's gonna get that EXP. I don't think Veno wins the lane or gets a significant advantage because of the kill on the co-op.
Yep, I agree. I think
It's a meaningless skill, honestly.
yeah, I mean he still got the wave under his tower, still got all the creeps. So his farm really wasn't halted. His level progression was slightly, but with the new patch, it doesn't give you as much XP. So gonna have to agree with you on that. Although,
Yeah, it is first blood gold. That's
Yep.
that's about
that's
it.
that's something. But the good thing about this matchup for Banka is that even if he goes down, he's gonna be able to get Queen of Pain every single time. Because you're gonna have the Venomous Gale that I think he's probably gonna max, and then if Queen of Pain blinks in, Poison Nova, Venomous Gale, and she's gonna end up dying.
Yep. In an isolated one-on-one scenario, I presume that's what would happen. Might see rotations though from either support.
Yep. Top lane though, that's where the action is. I mean, Swarm has latched onto Eternity. That's the Nyx assassin, and might be seeing
He's
some
gonna be
action
okay.
coming out. Yep. So.
He's got a lot of regen. He's just gonna heal up. Uh, I'm surprised that despite them running an aggressive tri lane, Tiltman is still finding CS down bottom on the Lycan.
Yep. I mean, it's a matchup that offers kill potential on the Lycan, but it doesn't really have a lot of harass potential on the Lycan. And if you commit too much to harass, the heroes on the side of Alpha Esports, they're gonna turn on you.
Right.
Because you have the Night Stalker who can just run into you early on, is pretty damn tanky, hard to take down. Tiltman as well, on his Lycan and his Wolves, he does a lot of right click damage.
Yep. Adi man looping around from the back. 2-man Burrow Strike. Nice to look at. They need the cast. Rogue is here. He's got the Maledict Blizzard. Might survive courtesy the kinetic field of his, but he's ticking down.
He's gonna...
It's a tango.
Wait,
I
he
think he's
might
okay.
live through this one.
I think he's
because of the
okay.
tango.
Yeah, he's gonna be okay.
He's gonna be fine. Level 1 Maledict. Really wish you had the cast there and the level 2. And this is sort of the problem of running an aggressive try. You don't really get your levels. And if you don't find those skills, those levels are never gonna come towards you. The best case scenario for Nefarious now is to control the bounties and hopefully when both of the heroes, that's both of the supports at level 2, you try to get a kill.
Yeah.
But look at the adjustment already. Tiltman is deep top lane, doesn't want any more of the pressure, and he's gonna be leaning against the next assassin.
The thing is, Tiltman TP'd here, so we could see.
Nefarious just respond to that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nefarious could just make the very same adjustment. They could TP in right now. If they want to, if they're so intent on this aggressive rally, they should probably move right away.
Yep.
Because the Lycan's going to be absolutely okay versus the Nyx. Both have got ridiculous amounts of base region, and yeah, the TPs are coming in. So Nefarious want to keep the pressure going on the Lycan, which I do like. Shutdown his farm early on, that's your best shot of killing him. They're just going to run at him. The kinetic field is there once more, and Blizzard trying his best to keep that Lycan healthy.
Yeah, but thinking about Nefarious is if that they get ahead in the laning, because they can come online together very fast and
Absolutely.
lineup can really fight into that. Top lane though.
Yeah, Lips of an
EFK.
Angel. He's trading hits. Now the Witch Doctor far away. The Boundless Strike only clips the Disruptor. And they're going to try and bring down Blizzard. You get the kill on the Disruptor, Tiltman. Got to be careful as well. But the wave is pushing in. Do have 2 range creeps in the top lane. And Tiltman, he's only going to find more CS at top.
Yeah. I mean, you're not shutting down the Lycan, you're getting a couple of kills, but you really hope that with these kills, your supports get the level 6s early on. Then you can look to shut down the Lycan and the Weaver, oh sorry, the Venomancer on the side of Alpha Esports.
I'll take that.
Abhi keeps sticking down really low at mid, but
Yeah, bottom.
yeah, he just barely ends up surviving. Down bottom, what are we looking at? Adi man, it is night time. He tries to get away with the burrow, but the damage over time is enough to bring it down. I think it was the Orb Venom doing work for hitting there.
But Venom is lethal now, so that stuff's gonna take you down to death if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Top lane.
Yeah, they're going to try and bring down Tiltman. They got the Boundless Strike. The Maledict came after it. The Kinetic Field is there once more. Tiltman, I think he's going to survive. He's got 1 charges as well. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, this slight miscoordination there by Nefarious. If the Maledict came in before the Boundless Strike, they would have found the kill. But nevertheless, you do send the Lycan back to Shrine, which is going to be up soon.
Yeah. He didn't even just running into the lane, forcing a B to blink back.
Yep.
Knowing that it's only a level 1 blink and trying to force him to use it as much as possible.
Yep. First night time though, and Night Stalker has his level 3. Good place to be in if you're hit.
They might catch the Lycan though. The Wolf moves upwards. The cask is there. The Maledict did come out. Tiltman tags the Shrine, and it seems as if Nefarious want to disengage. They turn around with the burrow. Lips of an Angel is here as well. Quick void coming out to Adi, man. He's dropping low. The kinetic field controlling him. He hasn't got the sandstorm. They'll try and find the trade. Tiltman making a run for it. Doesn't have the boots. And Lips of an Angel, he's got his own. The Jingu Mastery will wear off. The Quap could rotate and find this kill onto the Lycan. Abhi screams for the creep wave. Doesn't blink forward. And now Lips of an Angel all by himself. Isolated. Doesn't have the Jingu and ends up falling.
Yep.
I got that on the very edge of my camera. Abhi just screamed next to the creep wave. Could have actually got that kill onto the Lycan. Not really sure what is going on there.
I think he was afraid of dying because the Night Stalker was there in the vicinity, and you have a really long cooldown on your blink, right? Venomancer, so he's gonna heal you.
Abhi trying to turn it around. Does get the kill, but
TP out, TP out, TP out.
he's looking
He's
to
gonna
TP
end up
out.
falling in base.
Nah, he made it. He made it.
He made
Spot
it.
click.
Radiant's middle tower is
Lovely.
under attack.
It's important to get away with that because if you die, you just end up giving more gold to the Venomancer.
Yep.
But
That-
Tiltman, he's not really been shut down. He's still finding his farm. He's gonna get that early edge OTD, and with the siege creep, he's gonna start pressuring towers soon. Top lane though, that's where the action is. They try to make an attempt onto Blizzard's life, but Blizzard, that's the disruptor. He's deep into the trees.
Yeah. Adiman sensed that he was nearby, just burrowed blindly into the trees. Didn't quite find him. How's the Weaver doing? I mean,
Weaver is doing okay.
found his EXP. Do they have detection though? No, they don't. Vina Hunter looks to turn. Lips of an Angel caught in the kinetic field, not getting the Jingo off. The Power Strike is then with the Boundless. They look to turn it around. They'll bring down the Weaver. Now Blizzard might be next. Could TP out if he wants to, but yeah, he's gonna get away.
Sand King? He's not gonna find him. Should have chased him a bit earlier there, but Lips of Angel turning it around with the Boundless Strike.
Yeah.
Mid lane though, this is where the action's gonna be. Ask Banka, he's gone for the 2-2-2 build. So
Mhm.
he doesn't have the ulti, so he's not gonna have a lot of kill potential on this Queen of Pain. Might have been different if he went for more points in Gale. But the smoke though.
I am seeing a couple of disconnects here, but hopefully everything should be smooth sailing from here on. Uh, good, good stuff coming up from Eternity there. Hitting his 6 quickly, making that rotation to the mid lane, helping them tilt the favor of the gang.
Yeah, bottom lane,
Uh,
Eternity. That's the next assassin. He's taking a fair bit of damage here.
yeah,
I think
Uh,
another thing
I
that
think Lycan's already become a problem.
yeah, Alpha Esports, they also have the other advantage in the fact that they can take the early Roshan.
Oh, they're going to try and bring down Tiltman. He does have the shapeshift. They need to control him before it. Burrow Strike and Impale both coming out at the same time. A fair amount of damage with the Vendetta. They try to bring down this Lycan. Tiltman swipes away at the Witch Doctor, but Abhi is there with the Scream. They finally bring down the Lycan and Abhi. I mean, you're a co-op. You want to be on a streak. He is dominating.
Yeah, has a power threats now as well, so it's gonna be a bit more tanky, so doesn't have
Yeah.
to be too afraid of the Venomous Gale and the Poison Nova.
I like the Veil pickup as well. Up top, hit in. Trying to bring down this Monkey King. The Swarm is there. Lips of an Angel with that Crippling Fear. Has a mischance to his auto attacks. Adi man TP's in. Has the Burrow, the Cast, the Maledict. Everything being thrown out on the Night Stalk. And Lips of an Angel with the Boundless. Without the Jingu will do enough damage to bring down Hidden. Pina Hunters will just scurry away under cover of the Sukuchi.
Yeah, this Witch Doctor finding a lot of kills early on with the help of his team.
Yep.
Once he has that level 6 and the Death Ward, game is gonna be a bit easier for Alpha Esports, because you have your team fight potential. The Lycan is what you gotta really worry about though, because there's nothing really stopping him at this point.
Yep.
Killed him once, but
They're
he
gonna
pressed up the
try and apply pressure on this tier 1 tower down bottom. And Nefarious is going to start moving in response. Tiltman, he's got his boots picked up after the Helm of the Dominator.
Yeah, he's just
And
harassing Eternity though. Eternity
Eternity has the Vendetta, so he's going to pop
Oh,
the
he's
Arcane.
dropping.
He has the Vendetta. Night Stalker's here, but it's a bit too late. Abhi has a double damage rune, and he could chase for more. He sees Blizzard. Blizzard does have the glimpse. He's waiting for Abhi's blink, moves into the trees, looks for the TP. Eternity doesn't have anything to cancel it. The Impale coming a second too late, and the Disruptor does manage to get away.
Yep.
The tier 1 tower did end up falling though, and Lips of an Angel time and time again.
Ah, that's my bad. I should have called that out.
That's okay, you don't expect that to happen. Down mid though, Arsbanka has got to be careful. The Sonic Wave is there. Maledict upon him, the dagger as well. He's gonna end up falling.
Yep. Once again, Venomancer falling. This Venomancer going for the more points in Plague Ward, opting for the farming build against the Queen of Pain that wants to run at him and kill him.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's the right idea. I mean, you have your main core that's like, it's gonna be farming away most of
I
the
think
time.
the Venomancer wants to farm, get that level 10 GPM talent,
Okay.
and maybe look to participate in fights from then on. I don't know if Max Ward is the best way to farm. I don't know. I think it's a matter of preference, but I'm sure Arsbanka is looking to get that GPM talent as quickly as possible on the Venomancer, and yeah, hopefully that's going to get him some key items, force objectives, down bottom Eternity, crippling fear upon him. There's no way he survives this.
Yep.
Second nighttime and Hidden getting active with those face boots.
Yep. The synergy is coming into play for Alpha Esports with the Darkness as well as the Lycan, the Howl.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's not skilled yet, but when it does, it's gonna give them a lot of HP to take these team fights.
absolutely.
Alpha Esports, they should be looking to take Roshan though, at this point. You have your max level Plague Wards, you have your Lycan health. Not much that Nefarious can do to contest it.
I think the issue is that The Weaver hasn't really worked out as
Yep.
intended.
Blizzard though, they smoked up and they're trying to find the Queen of Pain in the middle lane.
He's moving bottom.
Yeah, the MK as well, finished up his Echo Saber. So he's gonna be in fighting shape. Mid lane.
Okay. Oh, they've got the Static Storm. They've controlled Abhi. Abhi has no choice but to man fight. Hashtag one charges won't even bother popping them. Adiman TP's in. 3 points in the burrow. Looking to catch Blizzard. Adiman hesitating. Had vision from the high ground. Could have caught the Disruptor. But decided against picking that fight.
Yep.
It probably not be in his best interest to chase the Disruptor. But now with Eternity moving in, they can bring down Hidden. Vendetta hit, Impale, they've got the Maledict if they need it, but the Crippling Fear is there. It's silencing the Witch Doctor. Rogue, trying to stay alive, has the Cask and the Death Ward. Will try and bring down the Disruptor at the very least, but he's going to pay with his own life. Tiltmid comes in, they're chasing for more. Asbankai dropping really low. Jingu stacks being built up. The Impale will end up missing. Tiltmid, he's got the Witch Doctor, and along with Hidden, he could look to turn, but Lips of an Angel with the Echo Saber just slaps down that Night Stalker, and Nefarious, they're chasing them into their own shrine, which isn't active. Like in his shapeshift's worn off, it's coming off cooldown in a couple of seconds. They controlled him with the Impale and the Power Strike. 4 stacks of Jingu, the Boundless. I think it ended up missing, and Tiltman might just get away, but Lips of an Angel. Monkey King is not a melee hero, gets the kill on the Lycan. Adiman's gone back in, Eternity is there with the Vendetta hit. They're chasing for Blizzard onto the Disruptor. They've lost their Sand King. I'm not really sure this is worth it, as they might lose the Nyx as well. The Glimpse is there. Eternity looking for the TP. Does he make it? Yes, he does. Woo!
That was close. No Glimpse there. Oh, Nyx Assassin, he's rocking those carapaces, but yeah. Void and Glimpse used at the same time, so there's no way you're gonna be able to cancel that TP for Nyx. Well played there by the Nyx Assassin. And once again, Nefarious, their lineup is sort of coming together. You did say about how the lineup is very team fight heavy and how they can take on these early skirmishes. And Alpha Esports, they're just falling prey.
Yeah.
I think the idea for Alpha Esports right now should be to group up, take all these outer tier 1 towers, preferably the mid tier 1 tower first, then head into Roshan, because once that tier 1 tower is down for the Dire, you don't have a lot of access to Roshan.
Right.
Sure, you can TP to the shrine, sure you can TP to the tier 1 tower top, but those are still long ways away from the pit.
Right. So take the towers, take Roshan, and just start grouping up.
Yeah, Scan is well thrown out by Nefarious towards the top lane to check if there are any heroes.
I missed that scan.
That's okay.
But yet, Tiltman's pushing top. He's got 2 siege creeps. He's got Hidden to back him up. It's gonna take at least the Monkey King +1 to bring down this Lycan.
This Lycan gonna have his Necronomicon too soon, and with that they might be able to take mid. Although Eternity, that's an assassin. He's sitting behind the tower.
He's chilling mid.
Wait, he just showed himself.
Yeah, there was a sentry in mid also, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure. But Lycan's pushing top. You spoke of the darkness and the howl, and its synergy, and Tiltman gonna keep pushing out top. Adiman, not really sure what the plan is. It is a level 1 Necronomicon, so it can't look at you. If you pop the Sandstorm, he's gonna hide.
Wait.
Shapeshift coming out, Lips of an Angel coming here. He's got the Echo Saber, Crippling Fear upon him. He is being silenced. The Wolves controlled with the Impale, but Tiltman wants to run. Pina Hunter in the trees, gotta stay alive. And that was enough from Nefarious to stop the push. Adiman with a very calculated play there.
Yep.
But they might lose the mid tier 1.
Yeah, that's what you really want if you're Alpha Esports right now, because you get this mid tier 1, you now have access to Roshan, and it's gonna be difficult.
Eternity moving in, Nova coming up from Arsbanka, the Maldic, the Impale, the control is perfect. Static Storm on the floor, ensuring that Eternity and Rogue can't do much, and with the Nova and the Static Storm, they might both end up falling. Eternity will fall, the Thunderstrike coming up from the Disruptor, the tier 1 tower falls as well, but they get the kill on the Venomancer, courtesy the Maldic.
Yeah, they find him in the base. Venomancer could have popped a Fairy Fire or bought a hood to lower the magical damage, but that's okay, I can't really blame him for that.
Wait,
maybe if he started.
Who could have popped a hood?
Yeah, he could have bought a hood.
Oh yeah, he is. He's sitting on a lot of unreliable gold. And yeah, now he completes.
Now he completed the hood, but okay. So Adiman, he's trying to find his Blink Dagger at the moment, but he's queued up his Arcane Boots. I don't think you want to get the Arcane Boots first at this moment. in the game.
I mean, you either get it quickly or you ferry out region. Lips of an Angel walks under a sentry. They have detection. They've got the dust of appearance as well. Lips of an Angel brings down the disruptor. Man fights the Lycan. Abhi's here with the Veil. Doesn't have mana for the Sonic Wave and Tiltman. Hugs the Shrine. He's gonna be okay. And that, I don't know. I was kind of hoping or expecting rather the Monkey King to end up falling there, but he gets a kill instead.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that it's Nefarious who's the one with 5 manning really, and not Alpha Esports. Alpha Esports, they should be looking
Oh, they've got the Night Stalker Eternity with the setup. Lips of an Angel with the Primal Spring and the damage. Nefarious can look for a tier 1 tower themselves.
Yeah, this game is
18 minutes in, the net worth separating both these teams less than 1,000 gold.
Yeah, Alpha Esports, their lineup is not coming together at the moment. They are trying to push mid though, but the fortification is there. Other TPs available on the side of Nefarious. No, Monkey King will go to the side shot by wonder. Oh no. Tiltman really wants his tower, he pops his ulti. Lane.
Abhi's got the use though, and that's perfect setup for Adiman and Rogue to walk in. Static Storm controlling only the Witch Doctor, but further north the Boundless Strike is there. It didn't control Tiltman, but with the Maldic they caught the Lycan and Abhi chasing for more. He's running into Blizzard, he's running into Hidden. Quick Crippling Fear onto the Nyx and trying to control him. Abhi blinks into the backlines, gets glimpsed back, and along with Eternity, he might turn upon the Venomancer, so he's being controlled by an Impale. The Sonic Wave let loose, the Nova coming up from the Venomancer as he ends up falling. Nefarious have got to be careful. Hidden wants to force the issue, but a B with the double damage is still a bit too much.
Yeah,
Boy.
I
Lips of an Angel.
okay.
Barely survives.
I think that was a level 1 Poison Nova there by
I'm not
Adiman.
sure. It is level 2.
Okay, never mind. Might have been level 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's level 2 for
Mid
sure.
lane, Abhi's just going in. Jesus. This Disruptor, man, he's been food for anyone and everyone.
Yeah, and that's really the problem with Disruptor. 2v1, you're good. 3v1, you're good. 3v3, you could be good, but you need those early fighting sort of heroes that are really good at fighting early. Like, Monkey King is better than Lycan at fighting early because he has a stun, has a mobility spell, has a way that he can lifesteal, lifesteal. Disruptor, on the other hand, he only has a Lycan and a Night Stalker to work with. Not the best heroes, but they are something. I'm still surprised that Alpha Esports is not doing the Roshan. I mean, there should have been a medallion pickup probably on the Weaver.
I think they don't need, maybe the Night Stalker, but irrespective of the medallion, they can go Roshan.
Yep.
Level
Just
3 Necronomicons,
advanced,
Wolves, Howl, Nighttime, Siege Creep.
They might go for it, but...
Floki, I mean, I've been meaning to ask you this. Who do you feel had to come out better as far as the lanes were concerned? Was there...
It's really Alpha Esports, right? Because you want to get the push going for yourself.
Right.
Nefarious, you have these kind of heroes who can split push in the Queen of Pain and the Monkey King.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Lycan popped his ulti, didn't find anything.
He went chasing for the Monkey King, but there was a dire observer ward at the shrine.
Yeah.
So Monkey King did manage to get away, and that was pinged out as well.
Yeah, looks like they might go for the stop fight here. Alpha Esports are grouping up, but they don't know exactly where they are.
Yeah, Monkey King's moving top along with Adiman, and Adiman's found his blink. Lips of an Angel jumps onto the trees, immediate Nova, Static Storm, they brought him down, they'll get the kill. Deadbot doing a fair amount of work. Adiman comes in with the epicenter, doesn't really catch anyone, hides under the sandstorm, but they've got detection. Adiman will probably end up falling now. Abhi's here, he's got the Sonic Wave, tries to focus the Weaver, doesn't get too much done. Eternity trying to make a run for it with the Vendetta. They've lost 3, they've found only the Disruptor. Not sure if Alpha can keep this fight going, but they are hanging around.
I mean, Alpha, they can't keep this fight going, in all honesty. You have the time lapse still remaining on the Weaver. Poison Nova's
okay.
Nyx.
Yeah, the Nova's on cooldown, they've got the time lapse. Hidden's gonna run in, but Abhi, he's got that Yule Scepter. Good look to turn as the Sonic Wave overcommits. It wasn't absolutely necessary for the Weaver, who ended up falling with the Scream. Either way, Abhi gets a double kill, gets the Night Stalker, tries to man fight the Venomancer, and Aswankai, fighting a battle he cannot win, will probably end up falling. Eternity gets that kill for himself.
Yep. Wait, Abhi? Okay, yeah, he's gonna blink back.
He's
Monkey
gonna be
King got him.
okay. Down bottom though. Lycan was
Yeah,
applying a fair bit of pressure. Didn't manage to take the melee barracks. What the holy hell?
yeah, I mean, that's the power of the Necronomicon units along with the Bulls. Finally,
Oh.
Medallion has been completed on the Night Stalker, so I presume this is when they go Roshan.
Yeah, this is when they probably go Roshan.
But Disruptor though.
That is, they are having a little bit of lag, but yeah, it's extremely crucial for Nefarious to keep the vision game going. You want to see where your opponent's moving across the map because you haven't got too many structures to work with. You haven't got too much map control. All tier 2 towers have fallen. A tier 3 towers fallen bottom. You want to be making your decisions at this stage of the game with as much information as possible. I think finding these skills don't mean much. What's going to be crucial for Nefarious is to contest Roshan when it does happen. The good news is that they've got this observer board looking over the rune and looking at folks moving towards Roshan. And yeah, hopefully they've got a smoke of deceit and they contest at the right time.
Yeah, the thing is though that RB is getting closer and closer to his Orchid, and once he has his Orchid, they have the potential to burst down the Venomancer, who has no way of dispelling that Orchid.
Right.
So if they commit onto him with a Maledict and something like a Chingu Mastery into Boundless Strike, they could kill him before he gets the Poison Nova off, and that could be huge.
Yeah.
You'd have to be careful of the Disruptor though, because it might just be a bait for a perfect Static Storm. It's not gonna be this time though, because he should go down here near the shrine.
Yeah. I don't see him surviving this.
Aquila pick up by Eternity. Let's talk a bit about this. So, he went for the offlane Nyx Assassin and decided to buy the Aquila. Now, Aquila by itself isn't that great of an item on Nyx, but when you combine it with the raindrops, you get a lot of passive mana regen.
Wait, what? Abhi's getting glimpsed back to base. Blizzard
Boy.
ends up surviving. Drops
Really?
the stand. What? And Adiman just blinks over it.
He still doesn't have mana for the Burrow Strike though.
Yeah, does get it now. They're giving Chase Eternity. His blink on cooldown. Blizzard.
Pop your Vendetta and chase after the Disruptor. Come on, come on. Eternity.
Okay, so what's a better play to make right now is group up, pop a smoke, and force a team fight.
But Eternity,
Because-
bottom lane, Nyx.
Yeah, I'm catching this. Peter Hunter giving chase, has the diffusal blade, has got detection. I don't know if they have the glimpse. Either way, they don't need it. Eternity's gonna fall. So, I mean, you forced out the Static Storm. You run for a team fight immediately. But instead, they chase the Disruptor and they lose the Nyx. And now they're the ones working with the disadvantage.
No.
Lips of an
Aspanka.
Angel. Yeah, he's trying to remedy this. He's got the Shadow Blade, Adi Man with the blink, with the furrow. And Aspanka drops the Nova as he ends up falling.
I mean, that's just a Nova. It's not gonna kill anyone.
Absolutely. Iden's coming in though. And he might.
Uh,
What? Buttons being pressed. Abhi chasing, gets glimpsed. Night Stalker survives. But Tiltman. Oh shit. 4 units and a Lycan.
I mean, that's when you know that you're playing a support. It's when Lycan's units just solo kill you and
Yep.
Lycan doesn't even bat an eye.
Absolutely. And they're losing their range Maddox bottom as well.
Yeah. Lots of creeps here, but
It is taking a fair amount of damage, and this is enough. This is enough for Alpha to move into the Rosh pit.
they're gonna find the racks? No, they
It
won't.
might, but the scan clips. Now, the problem is if Nefarious pop a smoke is somewhat obvious. It might also be somewhat late. Adi Man, he's lurking around the pit. Can Sand King find the steal?
Oh,
He's channeling the burrow, looking to go in, gets the burrow and the epi. Clips on a bunch, but what?
Got
He
the
snatched
Aegis!
it! Adi Man snatches the Aegis! Oh my... What the hell? And now Nefarious could look to turn. He's respawned. Eternity blinks forward, looks for the impale, catches Blizzard. He does it. He does have the Static Storm, drops it on the floor. Lips of an Angel though, doesn't care. Just man fights, tries to blink down the Disruptor. They've lost the Night Stalk already, but Eternity will fall. The Boundless does a fair amount of work. They'll bring down the Venomancer. Tiltman falls on the Lycan and Peter Hunter, controlled by the Burrow, will end up falling. Lips of an Angel gets a double kill, and Nefarious, they've turned it around.
indeed. What a sick play there by Adi Man. Didn't get the Roshan, but did get the Aegis, and that's the crucial part. I don't think even if they did get the Aegis on the side of Alpha Esports, they would have won the fight. All the heroes of Nefarious are ready with their ultimates, and you're not gonna win a team fight when Lycan is already using Necronomicon and you don't have a Poison Nova.
Yep.
It's just not happening. Vivo needs to be big if they want to take team fights like those when their ultimates are down. Fortunately for them, Vivo doesn't quite have his destiny.
They blinked past the tier 2, they found the disruptor, he's gonna end up falling. The Glimmer Cape will not keep him alive. And Nefarious, they're marching down the mid lane, 4 seconds until the Lycan respawns.
Yep,
Wop
both
moves
positions
up
5 this
top.
game.
Radiant's top tower is
Not
Like-
having a good time.
Lycan's completed his BKB though, and this could be the item that he needs.
Yeah, but
If
the problem...
he commits, I mean, Lips of an Angel has got a BKB of his own.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The problem though might be that Monkey King, you might just bring him down with the physical damage.
Exactly. I mean, it's going to be a man fight, and we got to see who comes out on top. Lips of an Angel using the Wukong's command for the first time in the game. Pinata ends up falling. The dead bot is there. Lips of an Angel. Man fights with the Jingu Mastery, ends up winning. Adi Man with the pyro hopes to stay alive, but the Necronomicons are there. Abi gets himself a double, brings down Hidden. They've lost the Sand King on the side of Nefarious, but they're finding a whole lot more as Aspankai, controlled by the Orchid, pops the hood, hopes to stay alive, will not survive. Blizzard TP's in, drops the Static Storm. Tiltman somehow, even in his death, finds a kill onto the Monkey King, but Abi and Rogue chasing for more. They end up losing the Witch Doctor. Blizzard barely ends up scurrying back to base, but he'll take down courtesy the Maledict. Nefarious, they've lost 3, but they might find the tier 2 and a whole lot more here.
Yeah, and Nefarious, they lose 3 heroes of their own, but they find the objective and make sure the Queen of Pain lives throughout it. So, big win for them.
They did lose the range barracks bottom, by the way.
Oh, I mean, it's just a ranged barracks, right? You're gonna lose it anyway. It was sitting on like, what, 5 HP? It's not worth defending anymore.
Yep.
That Rax is as good as gone. Nefarious though, they're really coming in hot in this matchup. Somehow managing to 5-man early on. Punishing the Alpha Esports Lycan pick with the aggressive tri-lane. It didn't work out as well as they would like it, but the mid-game decision making from these guys has been on point, I must
Absolutely.
say. Finding the Venomancer time and again, not giving him time to farm. Finding that Aegis Steal as well. Just massive plays by Nefarious here.
Yeah. I think the one core who's been letting Alpha down in these team fights is possibly the Weaver. I know it's a hard game for him, but I think I've seen him die multiple times without getting the time lapse off.
Yeah,
I mean, sure there are a bunch of stuns, but he's got to be more careful with his positioning in these fights.
So the thing about Weaver is really that he's good in extended team fights, right? Because you want the swap to kick in, you want to have the heroes that can just run at them, don't care too much about disables. And that's when the Weaver really shines. But when team fights are so fast, like you have a Nyx into a Co-op ulti, into a Sand King ulti, into a Boundless Strike, how the hell do you even survive? I mean, you're a bug for God's sake, you're a cockroach, you're gonna get squished.
Absolutely. It's also, I mean, if you look at both cores, Lycan or the Monkey King, either one of these can just run down enemy supports. The difference is that Nefarious can still kite the Lycan a lot better than Alpha can kite the Monkey King. And that's what we're seeing in these fights. Abi's gonna blink in, gets a scream on to do. Blizzard dropping low, the bounce strike is there, the dead bot to follow, they've lost Hidden. Wukong's command committed, unnecessary, but they'll find both the supports.
Yep. Crucial pickup there once again for Nefarious there. Both of these supports are down, and this means that Alpha Esports gonna have to play a bit more defensively.
Yeah.
Can't farm on the map as they'd like to.
If
They
Tiltman
might
dies
find
at mid,
Tiltman.
this could be awful. Eternity does see him. They see the Lycan. Tiltman could end up falling. Adiman's coming in from the east. They've gone in with the Burrow Eternity with the Impale, but Tiltman gets the BKB off. The Burrow in the epicenter. What he doing? Enough. The Sonic Wave. What the holy hell? Come on, Abi. You missed by a mile. That should have been a kill.
I mean, Nyx Assassin too, a bit late there with the Impale.
Yeah.
Was too greedy and got the Vendetta hit off. Didn't have time to get the
They
Impale.
might find the Venomancer. They see him. Abi blinks forward, has the use. They're being patient. They want to time the stunts perfectly. The Burrow is there. The Impale
the
doesn't
full
come though.
stuff.
Pina Hunter with the Hurricane Pike, keeping the Venomancer alive.
Crucial there. Although BKB and Shapeshift bone for the Lycan.
Oh, they've got one with the glimpse. This is perfect. They've got the Witch Doctor. And
You
Nefarious
can?
will not look to counter initiate as Adi
Yeah,
Man
they need to
without
run.
the epicenter doesn't want to take the fight.
Yeah, Adi man. Okay, he's kind of about to strike away to safety.
Night
Nefarious.
Stalker and we were chasing, but
They're not gonna find this Sand King. He has a TP in 10 seconds. Should be able to just Burrow Strike and go away.
Yep. He's got a blink as well. Drops
Wait,
observer
is he-
ward, blinks
what?
forward,
Adiman?
misses the burrow.
Body? Okay then, Adiman has a Death Wish. The Scorpion. Try to do something, but Nefarious.
I think,
They were unaware of the fact that Alpha Esports had Big on.
yeah, I don't know. Usko, should Hindi mein you call that throwing? That's it. That's about it. That's the only explanation.
उसको हिंदी में फेंकना बोलेंगे विवेक हम.
Fake now. Okay, enough. We're not doing a Hindi cast. But the static storm is there. The Wukong's command as well. Tiltman dropping low. Pops his BKB. Doesn't have the shapeshift. Ends up falling. Blizzard can't stand in the Wukong's command. Will fall as well. The Scream gets the Night Stalk and Pina Hunter once again doesn't get the time lapse off. Will end up falling. Aspankai trying to man up. He's got a bunch of Plague Wards. But with the exception of the Sand King, no one from the side of Nefarious has fallen. Heck, Rogue's healing them up. He's got earn charges. He's got a complete pipe. And they're marching down the mid lane. Nefarious should hopefully force buybacks here. The
wait.
Weaver has disconnected.
Okay.
And Abhi's done something that I'm a big fan of.
The
Take a
AoE
look at his
Shadow Strike.
talents. Yeah,
I love the AoE Shadow Strike on Queen of
I'm
Pain.
a big fan of it.
I mean, it's almost like a Venomous Gale. That's AoE and it's guaranteed to hit 2 to 3 heroes if you target your cursor at the right place. You need to make sure you target it right at the center so it hits on the other heroes as well. If you just target it to an isolated target, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Also really good for split pushing, right? Because you can just dagger and go away and the damage over time will push the wave for you. You don't have to scream and spend more mana. I mean, it's only 30 more mana, but still, it's something. He's getting closer and closer to his AC, and once he has that, this Lycan is not going to be doing much to him. Neither is the Weaver. The only way he falls then is going to be the Static Storm. And now that I think about it, I don't think the Venomancer was the way to go for Alpha Esports, because you have the Witch Doctor who's going to heal you back up through the Poison Nova. I do believe they have... Okay, so they don't have a pipe yet on the side of Nefarious. I think that is that's something that they should consider. Neither do they have BKBs, but...
Wait,
Okay, wait, they do have
Venomancer,
BKBs.
Venomancer has a pipe and Witch Doctor has a pipe as well.
Oh wait, Witch Doctor? Oh my god.
I
I
called
didn't
it
check
in
the Witch
previous
Doctor.
fight. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you don't expect the Witch Doctor to have a pipe in all honesty.
I mean,
but-
you'd expect him to pick up a Glimmer Cape, right? But I think he's
I
done
think the
the
pipe is
smarter thing
better.
here. Yeah, when there's a Nyx and when there's a Sand King, and God gives you something called a GPM talent, you buy the pipe.
Indeed. You're gonna be able to find it early on, and also the fact that he got so many Maledict kills and survived team fights really made sure that he does well in levels and gets that level 15
Yep.
talent going on early for him.
Rogue has been quite stellar with his positioning. I think Nefarious has played it well, but there's still a long way to go for them.
Yep,
I-
they need to
I
find the
mean,
push going for themselves.
you lose one fight without buyback, you're going to lose structures versus the Lycan.
Indeed.
I think
Alpha-
I think don't you feel, Floki, like in your pub games as well? Ever since the latest patch, the patch that came out on the previous Thursday, don't you feel that to close a game you need to win a fight and win a fight after that where your opponents don't have buyback? Haven't you been experiencing that in your pubs a lot? Because I feel buyback's been buffed. I mean,
Yep.
so you don't I don't remember what the change to the timer was, but the
Okay.
biggest change is that you don't have a gold penalty when you buy back. So
Yeah.
earlier on when you would buy back, you wouldn't earn unreliable gold, which is basically gold that you get from last hitting creeps, one source of unreliable gold or bounty runes or whatnot. And I think they've really buffed buyback. They've also reduced the buyback timer count. I forgot the math. It was a very equation heavy patch, and I mean my math is 1 + 1 = 2. I'm a quick math kind of guy, but I'm pretty sure the timer got changed as well.
Yep, the big change really was the buyback goal penalty being removed, right? Because this incentivizes you to buy back early on. and
Absolutely.
if you have a big ultimate, if you're the kind of hero like a Faceless Void, or say...
I mean, even a Sand King, right? It's
Yeah.
okay to go die and buy back and hit Burrow Strikes after BKBs are starting to wear out in the fight.
Yeah, hold that thought though.
Yeah, they're looking to fight here. Tiltman getting body blocked by the Disruptor, pops the BKB, looks to chase, moves onto the Witch Doctor. The Purge is there from the Necronomicon. He will commit his BKB, find the Witch Doctor. The question is, can they find anything more? The answer, no, as Squawk pops her own BKB and TP's out. Nefarious though. They will start looking towards Roshan. Lips of an Angel is queuing up a Skadi on the Monkey King.
I think this is a good pickup, right? Because you can slow the Venomancer through BKB, and you can also survive the onslaught of the Lycan. With your Wukong's command, you don't really need that much armor, so every time the Lycan runs at you, you just pop your ulti and you're fine.
Right.
With the Eye of Skadi, he's gonna be able to proc the slow inside his Wukong's command, so it's gonna make sure that nobody can really escape his
Yep.
ring of death.
Mid
lane?
What? Why? Why? What?
I mean, this is typical Southeast Asian Dota, right? You back up and then you immediately smoke and make a play. It's like the kind of relentless aggression. It's how fast they like to play. Applies to Indian Dota as well. Top lane is pushing in, but Nefarious, they should be able to force down mid. They have a creep wave coming in. Getting this tier 3 is really crucial for them because that's gonna unlock the shrines and provide them a lot more Roshan control. Make it a tad bit difficult for Alpha Esports to contest unless they have the lanes pushed out.
Nefarious committing the Yule Scepter to bring down a Sage Creep.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you caught that, but
I did. It's not about the siege creep, it's about sending a message.
yeah, it's about sending a message loud and clear, guys. We're gonna shit on you hard.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a nice chocolate attack. For those of you who are wondering what a chocolate attack is,
It's a very
look up Urban
Mumbai
Dictionary.
specific. It's a very Mumbai specific slang, really.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway, Tiltman, he's looking towards that nullifier that could turn the fight in favor of Alpha. I think nullifier is the next big item that you can build after BKB.
yes.
I think Nullify is almost a must-have core item after BKB. Ever since Diffusal got so heavily nerfed.
Is under attack.
I mean,
Well-
in the sense that I think Nullify is a lot more than a Diffusal Blade, but it's the closest you have to a
Well-
Diffusal Blade if you're trying to run down supports, right?
So here's the thing about the nullifier. It's really good as an item, but the build-up is very expensive. It's not as cheap as a diffusal blade, and
Right.
on top of that, it doesn't burn your mana either. And the thing about diffusal blade, the reason it was so good is because of that cheap build-up. You have those components like the Blade of
Yeah.
Alacrity, so you don't have to save up a lot of gold. Nullifier, on the other hand, doesn't really have that good of a build-up. You're going for a Sacred Relic, and it's kind of hard to save up for that item. Although, what, Abi?
Abi blinks in, whiffs on the Sonic Wave, Tiltman pops his BKB. The question is, who's he chasing? Adiman blinks further east, blinks into the pit. Roshan dropping really low, Eternity though, he's got one, it's hidden on the Night Stalker. Then focus him, bring him down. 53 seconds without him. Tiltman just standing with that shapeshift while Blizzard gets run down as well. The Pyro, the Boundless, then bought down the Sand King in the Disruptor, rather than Night Stalker in the Disruptor, and they're going to move into the pit themselves. Witch Doctor going to TP back to defend the wave bottom. And once again, Alpha, they've been denied Roshan.
Yeah, they pick up Roshan for themselves, and Abi has the Age of the Immortal, so he can do some YOLO stuff, right? He can just jump in onto the Weaver, who doesn't have a Linkins, doesn't have a BKB, has no way of stopping the Orchid. And if he gets blown up before the fight starts, this is going to be a useless offlaner, right? You don't really want to be in that position as a Weaver where you don't have a BKB or a Linkins.
Abi blinks forward, sees Tiltman, throws out the Orchid, doing a
should be
fair amount
fine.
of work. But Adiman will not close the gap. They'll focus the tier 3s. They'll deal with the creep wave. There is a Plague Ward, but that's about it. Alpha, without much of a defense. The Nova coming through. Abi just stands his ground. Gets silenced by the crippling care. Fear has the Yule Scepter. That's going to take out the silence. But Adiman with the Epi, with the Pyro controls hidden. The Wukong's command is there as well. They'll focus the Night Stalker. They'll bring him down. 55 seconds without him. The melee barracks dealt with, and Abi will step out of the static storm. Lips of an Angel though, he's chilling in it with the Shadow Blade. Tiltman runs him down. Lips of an Angel pops the cheese. Blizzard still alive with the Glimmer Cape. They're going to run down the Monkey King. His BKB on cooldown. He will end up falling. They glimpse back the Sand King, and Aldi Man has nowhere to run to. Eternity will watch both his Monkey King and his Sand King fall in front of his own eyes. Nefarious, they got what they came for though, and they still haven't lost Aegis.
That's the big deal. And Monkey King, he does have buyback, but don't think he wants to expend it right here.
Yeah, he
Nefarious,
wants
they
that
have-
Skadi.
Yeah, Nefarious, they're in a bit of a good position here. I mean, I don't mean bit of a good position, I mean a really good position because Lycan doesn't have the shapeshift. You can't really push into the high ground of Nefarious. It's sort of scary. You have the cast going to be bouncing around. All these defensive items as well. in
I
the
think
fight.
Alpha has no choice but to march down mid and see what we can
Yep.
force. The problem is they want to minimize losses and it ain't gonna happen like this. Pina Hunter gets knocked about. A B blinks forward, has the Shadow Strike. Ars Bankai staying alive, has the Hurricane Pike, will survive a little while longer, but Abi doesn't give a damn. With that AC, he focuses the Venomancer, but the glimpse will keep the Venomancer alive. Tilted, or rather Tiltman moves into the base, pops his BKB, runs right out. This is probably the third time that I've seen the Lycan just run right in and run straight the heck out of there. The on charge keeping him healthy, and Abi doesn't find the range for the Yule Scepter. The mid tower still standing at like 100 HP, but Nefarious hold on without forcing buybacks.
It's really important for them that they don't force the buyback of Monkey King, because then you're in a position where if you even lose one team fight or lose
Absolutely.
one core without buyback, you might be looking at mega creeps. It'll be in that position against a lineup with Lycan. That's what Lycan really offers, right? He tends to fall off towards the late game, isn't very good at 5v5 team fights, but there's always the threat of the push.
Yeah,
I hear the Orchid somewhere. Never
Yes.
mind, it's not a bunch of creeps.
absolutely. Abi just pushing down bottom with no fear at all.
Yep.
Phil got the Aegis, so Nefarious will look to try and get as much done as possible with the Aegis. It also got the Scream of Pain Fear talent at level 25. And they'll pound away on this tier 2, work through backdoor regen, while Eternity just chills at mid.
Yeah, they can't really afford to take a team fight outside the base. They need to hold the high ground. The high ground defense is really good because you have the Venomancer with the
Plague
Plague
Wards.
But Ask Bankais might not be able to get as many Plague
I'm
Wards
gonna
up as he
press
wants.
I and toggle over to buyback status. I hope production can do the same. While Lips of an Angel marches up into the high ground, cops a fair amount of damage. Abi tanks the Gale, holds his ground, doesn't give a damn. Eyes on the prize, he's focusing the tier 3 tower and forcing Alpha to come in him. The glyph being forced out, Abi sends back the Radiant Creep Wave with the fear.
Oh boy. I mean, these Plague Wards are finally starting to come into play. Sand King.
Adi man goes in with the epicenter, doesn't do too much. Arsbankai pops his BKB. Wukong's command coming out, hit it once again being focused, and then Moth coming out as well. They brought down the Night Stalker, but they lose the Sand King. Arsbankai surviving courtesy the Glimmer Cape, but inside the Wukong's command is Tiltman on the Lycan. He barely managed to scurry away courtesy the Shapeshift, but the tier 3 tower has fallen. Eternity dropping low as well. He is gonna glimpse. He's gonna get glimpsed right back. He's got the Spike Carapace, Lips of an Angel, trying to man fight. Does get the life steal with the Jingu and turns forward for more. Disruptor will end up falling. Pina Hunter gets controlled by the Boundless Strike. A gem on the deck. Buybacks coming out from Alpha. But Nefarious, they feel like as if they've done enough damage. They're going to try and escape.
Maybe successful in doing so. Weaver did have a chance to kill the Monkey King, but for some reason I think he lagged out and stopped right clicking there. Alpha Esports, they're going to be banging their head against the wall for that one. They forced out 2 buybacks and they get absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Roshan should be up in a while, and
It's
means
going
that
to
the
take,
thing is
it's gonna
taken
take a
up
lot
with
of
that.
time for Roshan. At least a good 3 minutes.
RB is going to have his Nullify soon as well, and with the Nullify he's going to be a miniature Doom.
Yes.
So he can lock heroes down for a pretty long time.
So they
It's-
got the gem back, right?
Yep. I think so. Did they? Yeah, they have a gem on the Night Stalker. I do believe it was his own gem.
Okay, so there was a gem dropped on the floor. I think Nefarious didn't pick it up. Not sure.
Okay, let's check the courier. Nope, the courier does not have the gem. Let's check the base. The base does not have the gem. That gem is owned by Night Stalker.
So
indeed.
Night Stalker died in the previous fight, and his gem was dropped on the floor, but Nefarious didn't pick it up. The reason I was asking about the gem is if you didn't manage to retrieve that gem, I would have liked to see Nefarious just pop a smoke with the Vendetta, find a pick off on someone like the Venomancer, someone who's committed his buyback, and maybe that could be what you need to close the game.
Indeed.
The last thing Nefarious wanted to do right now is be forced to use the buyback of their own.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. If you get picked off right now, if you're Nefarious, if you get picked off, you're not in a good place.
Yeah, Alpha Esports. They're gonna go for the final Hail Mary play.
Yeah, this is all in. I mean, if this backfires, I mean, if VP made this play and they lost 2 cores, they probably call GG.
Yeah, Lycan, he's somewhat goofed up. He microed his illusions with him, so that sort of told Nefarious that where Alpha are coming from.
Adi Man breaks the smoke, might end up falling, but blinks away. Adi Man survives. Abhi's here, blinks forward, doesn't get the scream off, gets control, has the BKB. Sonic Wave on the floor, uses the nullifier, and the scream hit it, dropping low, ends up falling. The Nova coming out, but the Wukong's command is then Tiltman. He has no choice but to run. The Boundless Strike doesn't connect. Venomancer being controlled. The scream of pain doing a fair amount of work. Aspankai pops his BKB, but the physical damage from the Monkey King is a lot. And Abhi blinks forward, has vision, brings down the Venomancer under cover of the Glimmer Cape, and possibly Nefarious have done enough to close this game. 93 seconds without the Venomancer, no backdoor region as well as the wave is pushing in mid. Nefarious, they're going for the finish.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard for them to hold high ground.
Adi Man,
what?
his Burrow strikes. This was unnecessary. They're gonna
Static
get
storm,
caught. Eternity's gonna fall. Abhi blinks forward. All they had to do was hit the goddamn freaking buildings. And I mean, they got the melee barracks, they lost their gem. Abhi solo has mana to glimpse, but the Thunderstrike is there giving vision. He knows he could get glimpsed back, doesn't use the blink. Man fights here along with the Monkey King, finally ends up falling. It's an ultra kill for the Lycan, and Lips of an Angel with this Cardi, with that Jingo Mastery, hopes to get something down, will not be successful.
No Rampage for Tiltman today, but they do manage to hold somehow on the back of a whiffed Burrow Strike and a 2-man Static Storm, catching the Nyx Assassin as well.
They threw, I think.
Yeah, they
that was a
really
bit
hard.
of a throw.
I agree. I think Nefarious, they got a bit overzealous. Abhi, he gave up his godlike streak for hell's sake, and that's a Lycan. He's gonna have an Assault Cuirass now, so the right clicks are gonna tickle him.
Yeah.
They might be banging their head against the wall, Nefarious, if they're forced to buy back here. I think that's what you really have to do if you're Alpha Esports. Force out these buybacks, go get Aegis, which is probably gonna be spawning in soon. And once you have Aegis, you can take the fight to Nefarious, because you're gonna be having buybacks as well as an Aegis. So that's 3 lives for the Lycan. Weaver, he's finally starting to carry his weight in his team fights. Now has the VKB, the Fusel Blade as well. Surprised he went for the Mana Break talent over the XP gain. I think as an offlane Weaver, XP gain is somewhat better. Because once you get that 200 Shikuchi movement speed, you're damn near unkillable. Especially with the BKB and Lincolns. And the longer this game goes, the bigger this Weaver is going to become. And so is the Lycan. Venomancer as well, he's going to scale fairly okay if he starts to transition into those right-clicking items. He's gone for other efficient items like the pipe, BKB and drums. But if it really comes down to it, the Venomancer can farm back up and get that right-click going for himself. Nefarious, I think they should try to smoke and find Lycan. Or maybe secure Roshan for themselves. So that the next push is gonna be...
They're gonna be displeased about how they lost 2 or 3 heroes there.
Yep.
It was absolutely unnecessary for Adi Man to make that play. If it worked, it would have been great. But I mean, he went in, blinked, whiffed on the Burrow, and Disruptor just turns around and drops the Static Storm. Both him and the Nyx end up falling. All they had to do was hit buildings there.
Yep. Nyx Assassin is picked up the Scythe of Ice now. So you're gonna be having double disables for the side of Nefarious. Impale into the Scythe of Ice. It's nearly 5 seconds of lockdown.
Absolutely.
Almost as much an Orchid and Nullifier.
Hiden's also been struggling to have too much impact in these fights.
Yeah.
You said he could be the front line. I mean, he does go in first. But he also gets sent back to his own fountain first as well.
I agree. I guess that's the risk of going in first, right? But Night Stalker, you need to have a really good game on him to be relevant.
Absolutely.
Towards the late game. You don't have that good early game, you're gonna struggle towards the late game.
Well, Nefarious, they moved into the pit.
Yeah.
The thing is, Alpha are pushing in bottom. They could look to throne them.
I mean, they could look to throne them, but TPs are available for the side.
There is no
of
backdoor
Nefarious.
regen. The tier 3 is at 43 points of health, and
okay, they're gonna go for the
look at
Midrax
this.
instead.
Okay, so if Nefarious lose the team fight now, it's the end of the game. I think the same can be said for either team. They're going to go in, the Hex is there, the Epi coming through, the Burrow not connecting, Adi Man. He's absolutely whiffed on his Epis. The Static Storm on point, but Lips of an Angel pops a BKB, doesn't get too much done. Tries to chase, they found the Disruptor, but that's about it. They've lost their melee barracks mid, the range barracks
Dire's bottom
dust,
shrine
and then
is under
Alpha.
attack.
Got 2 lanes of super creeps to deal with. I mean, Nefarious have 2 lanes of super creeps to deal with.
Yep.
The same can be said for Alpha.
The thing though is that it
Dire's
does delay the
bottom
push
shrine
coming in
is
from
under
Nefarious.
attack.
See, Disruptor does not have buyback, and that's sort of scary. You really want the static storm at this point to control the
Right.
supports on the side of Nefarious. Also the next assassin.
Dire's
This might be a
bottom
difficult
shrine
hold
is
for
under
Alpha
attack.
Esports. You're
I
gonna
think-
have to pull out wonders if they want to hold on to the high ground and the
Absolutely.
base.
Adiman should probably just focus on hitting power strikes more consistently than trying for these epicenters.
I think there has to be an internet issue or something like a PC issue, because I don't believe if you pick Sand King that early into a draft, you miss those battle strikes. I think we
Yeah,
can.
Habib links forward, has the nullifier and the Orchid, but Tiltman gets saved by the Weaver's Hurricane Pike. Lips of an Angel, Wukong's command looking to end the game. 50 seconds until the Disruptor respawns. Power Strike to the side, the Boundary Strike as well. They're going to try and bring down this Night Stalker. That's 60 seconds without the Night Stalker, but he has got buyback. Lips of an Angel has the Refresher Shard, looks for the ultimate, but the Stack Stop is on the floor. Lips of an Angel, another Wukong's command. Blizzard dies to the Death Ward. They're trying to bring down Hidden once more. A beat drops the Sonic Wave. Pina Hunter in the Wukong's command, pops the time lapse, tries to hold on to his Ancient, but he's gonna fail as Nefarious, making the most of that goddamn Refresher Shard, will close that game.
Yep. That Wukong's command ulti, man, it's so damn big. There's not much you can do at this point.
Absolutely. Anyway, folks, I think that's about it as far as today's Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. You can find us at facebook.com/WAKE casting or facebook.com/FlowKeyDota. We're a bunch of Dota casters. We'd love to hear your feedback, your love, your hate. Shoot it over to us. But that's about it. We're going to throw it over to the panel. Angela and Bagish, want to hear your thoughts on this one?
What?
Okay. I can't hear you, Golayam. It's horrible, man.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League going on, and we just got done with a very exhausting Dota 2 game.
It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, okay, couple of things here. First of all, shout out to our esteemed sponsors, Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and the people presenting it to you, that's Nodwin Gaming and ESL. Now moving on to the matter at hand here. It's been made pretty clear a lot of times, and time and again, be it an offline or be it an online event, that it's a kind of joke. Like, I mean, Angie, me, Adi, everybody in the gaming and esports fraternity know that, okay, I game, but I'm not really that competitive a gamer. I like playing casually, and that's where it starts and ends. I know my things, I just don't gel well with the competitive scene. But trust me, after 60 minutes of Dota 2... when you come to a Masters League to play, boy, you can't have Brown Boots, Blink Dragger, 4-Staff and a Lotus Orb here. Come on, not done. I vehemently refuse to believe this happened after 50 minutes. I mean, I've seen worse teams play better.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that statement. I would only say that nowadays, most of the games that I analyze, I've noticed that teams kind of forget what spike points of heroes are. Like a hero like Lycan, he is very strong till 25 minutes. He gets a necro book at say like what 15 minutes, and then he can just push and end the game. But when you miss that spike point mark, that is where your game is just going to escalate to 45 minutes. And I think most teams know that basic thing, that you have to either end the game in a certain duration of time, or you're going to face a game where you're going to go to 50-55 minutes.
I'll hold you to that. When you say most teams, I'm pretty sure you're saying most good teams.
Most good teams.
Good.
Most good teams.
Okay, I've been reminded by production that apparently the teams are from Delhi and they may beat me up. Well, Gurgaon isn't in Delhi.
Well, but talking about the analysis of this game, I saw Alpha Esports played really well in the early stages of the game. I would also commend the Sand King, because there was a point in the game where there was a Roshan fight that happened, and he kind of snatched the ages. He snatched the ages, and that's what was a turning point for Alpha Esports in this game. And after they kind of went through that one significant change, Nefarious had to really fall back a little bit.
Okay then.
No, wait, I made a mistake.
Okay
Sand King
then.
was in Nefarious. Sorry.
I'm wondering
So
what just
Nefarious
happened
was
here.
at the losing end for a very long time, and then Alpha Esports went and took this Rosh because there was a Lycan in the team. And as soon as Lycan went to take this Rosh, Sand King came in and ultied and kind of stole the ages, and that's where the whole game changed for Nefarious completely. And I think that was the point where I was noticing that, you know, maybe a fourth role support Sand King can't really do that much, but he kind of changed the game for his whole team. And if that would have not happened, I think Alpha Esports would have taken this game much earlier. But that one change, that one mistake from Alpha caused Nefarious to get that lead, and then later on it of course went on and on. There were more Rosh fights and all, but I think that was the game changing thing, because suddenly we had a huge change in net worth. We had Monkey King just escalate to the top and again fall back down, and lots of stuff happening over there. But I think if
Well,
I
that's
had
what
to give,
happens when the way we were discussing upstairs. I think that's the point
Yeah.
you made. Sure, you see good teams to gain information on how to play a good game of Dota, but it doesn't matter if you just bail out at the first 5 minutes. This is what happens. This is what happens. I mean, come on, guys. This is the Masters League, okay? You're talking about teams like Signify. You're talking about teams, the
ROG
then teams
Titans.
like A5, which was there last year.
yes, brilliant.
We have
team.
seen games in TI, right? Isn't that the pinnacle of
Yes.
Dota 2 in the world?
Yes.
What is the longest game of TI last year?
Well, it again depends, you know, like sometimes
30 minutes.
I mean, yeah, but
30 minutes was the longest game of TI last year. And we're talking about teams which go ahead and earn $2 million US,
20 million.
individually.
Individually,
28.4 million US
Yeah.
dollars. I'm talking about individually. Individually, they win $2 million. See, the point is, man, if you're in the Masters League, buck up for it. Pull up your socks for it.
Yeah.
Prepare for it. You can't have a 60-minute game and then, आज मैं brown boots के साथ जाऊंगा क्योंकि मैं भैया Sand King खेल रहा हूँ. You can't do that.
I mean, okay, I can understand the Sand King. I mean, I would still call
You
him,
cannot understand the Sand King.
I would just
Actually,
say that
nobody
for
can.
me, the Sand King would
If
be the
Crowley-
MVP of the
if
game.
Crowley
to
saw
be
this
very
game-
frank, I would have to cut you there, that Sand King was really the MVP for game for Nefarious. Because if they hadn't taken that Rosh fight, I think Alpha would have finished this game right there and then. But because that switch happened, it caused Alpha to back down. And when you make a Lycan back down, it's going to be very difficult for him to again pick up that pace to push. And I'm not blaming that the rest of the team didn't play well. I felt that Alpha made a few mistakes after that. They must have got a little conscious that, okay, you know what, this is not going according to plan, because their draft was supposed to finish this game in 25 minutes. And Nefarious just played better. And I think we should just let it be, because I think sometimes things just go
Can't.
out of point.
I'm
like
already
out of
wearing
place.
glasses because one of my eyes is like bad and now my other eye is like bleeding because of this. But I guess that ends up
Yeah.
today's Dota game.
I think
for
we're just
you.
frustrated because it's late.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. The
Okay,
longest
production
game
has just
was
informed me the longest game of TI7 was 128 minutes. Okay, I
Yeah.
stand corrected. But I am talking about like teams in the finals, not like at like before quarterfinal levels and stuff. Which year was this?
TI7.
Okay then, but not in the finals again. Again. So, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the ESL India Premiership 2018's this day's edition.
Yeah.